The San Diego City Attorney's Office wants $35,000 in legal costs from a victim of Anthony Arevalos. The former police officer was sentenced to 9 years in prison after a flurry of women came forward and said they were harassed or assaulted by Arevalos. One of the women filed a federal civil rights suit against the city, and that's where these legal fees come in. Here to tell us more about this latest chapter in the Arevalos lawsuits is Watchdog editor Ricky Young. So Ricky, let's bring our viewers up to speed. So far, the city has basically paid out more than $2 million in claims stemming from Arevalos' misconduct. Is this the only remaining lawsuit against him?
Yes, several other women have settled, but one has not. She's known only as Jane Doe. She's pursuing a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city. She's seeking money, of course, but also she wants reforms at the PD, a federal monitor to come in, this sort of thing, just to fix the problems that she and her lawyers see at the department.
So what exactly are these legal fees exactly?
Yeah, so the immediate issue here is the city is going after her for $35,000 in legal costs they incurred in defending against 9 people she had sued in this lawsuit who a judge has decided you can't sue these people. They weren't really responsible. So the judge has made a determination they should never have been part of the lawsuit in the first place. So the city attorney's office is saying, well, we won that round. We're going to come after you for that $35,000.
All right. Well, what didn't they have to do these depositions already for these other lawsuits that the city paid $2 million out for?
Yeah, that's a very good point. So what her attorneys are saying is that, yeah, you would have had these costs anyway, even in just defending Jane Doe's lawsuit, never mind the other ones like you mentioned, Koshal. And they see this as just an intimidation tactic. The city's done a number of things against Jane Doe. They've put her under surveillance, which her attorneys objected to, and they're saying this is just another part of that intimidation. Another thing they did was they filed a legal briefing in which they accused her of bribery. All throughout the Arevalos case, what the prosecutor said is that, he demanded that she hand over her underwear in the case at the gas lamp to get out of a DUI. The city sort of turned that around and accused her of bribery in one of these legal filings. So I think her attorneys feel like the city attorney's office doesn't really give her a fair shake for someone who the police chief called a hero and courageous when she first came forward in 2011.
And she's the first woman to come forward, right? And after that, the other women started coming forward?
That's right. When her case hit the news, several other women came forward and said, hey, the same thing happened to me.
Who's likely to win this dispute?
Well, it's hard to say. I guess if the judge agrees that it's just an intimidation tactic and wrong, then she won't be ordered to pay the $35,000. But I imagine this and other fights over legal fees may go on well after the August trial.
Now, there's some more developments in the case itself recently. Tell us briefly about those.
Yeah, so we've been looking through some recently unsealed depositions and things. The city tried to keep these under wraps, but we and other media outlets sued or filed motions to get them released. And these have shown some pretty interesting things. For instance, one of the top administrators at the department acknowledged they didn't have a policy requiring if an officer saw wrongdoing by another officer that he report that. Experts in legal criminal justice tell us that is definitely something a police department should have. Our police department did not have that until April 29th of this year when the new police chief came in and said, hey, yeah, we need this policy. And then Arevalos himself talked for the first time under oath. He did not testify at his own trial, but he did testify in this Jane Doe lawsuit. And he said there's a culture in this department where law enforcement does not write tickets to other law enforcement, and also some others get this special treatment too, like the San Diego Chargers. Now the police department denies this and says, look, there's plenty of law enforcement and Chargers people who would disagree with his assessment, but he definitely said that, and we've heard some other people say that during this trial as well.
Yeah, well, the Watchdog has been on top of all the Anthony Arevalos lawsuits and then even this latest article that's come out. So if you'd like to read more, just go to utsandiego.com. Ricky, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.